Hello everyone, welcome to the Spiritual Wisdom Hour with Victoria Cochrane. Just trying to make sure that you can see me alright. I seem to have a bit of a shadow on me, but anyway, I'm Victoria Cochrane in the northwest of the state of Tasmania, coming to you today, Wednesday the 20th of November, with another Spiritual Wisdom Hour. Hope you're all well and looking forward to connecting with you all. So I've just been speaking to my friend Angie Alexander in Hobart, and there she is. Hi Angie. Hi Janelle, great to see you. And she said she would like to revisit the pendulum. I thought, what a great idea. And I have been asked by a few people to find lost things lately. I did really successfully once and very unsuccessfully once, and on the right track with a couple of others. And so I thought, well, I really need a packet of lost and found cards. So I bought myself a packet of these cards, and they're not the best. They're called visiting cards, and they're only kind of card. They're not really like playing cards, but I've had a go at making a set of cards. So someone has lost a couple of rings, one of my clients, and so you know, someone else lost a tag, someone lost a pendant, you know, and so I've tried to kind of make cards with you know, in a bag, at home, at mum's, at my brother's, in the cupboard, in the kitchen, in the bin, that kind of thing. And so far I've just kind of written on them like that. But gee, you know, there's potential for using them for kind of psychic help when someone's lost something. I'm just bringing myself up to make sure I'm not looking fuzzy today. Yeah, so I kind of think they have potential, but the pendulums are really... Hi Sheena, great to see you. Oh, you keep losing the live video. Oh, well that might be your internet. I'm hoping it's not mine because I can see it on here okay. So I hope you don't keep losing me. Yeah, so the pendulum's a really good tool. Today I want to talk a bit about using the pendulum and any cards lost and found or anything, how to get the best out of the tools that you use. And so the main thing is with a pendulum... Hi Joe, that's good to know, thank you very much. The main thing is with a pendulum that you are accessing the spirit world unless you specify otherwise. And the spirit world is huge, and you just, if you don't know who you're talking to, you can't really know whether you're getting an accurate answer or not. And so the best thing to do is to know who you're talking to, connect to an angel guide or someone that you know, Archangel Michael. So whenever I use it, whenever I am in my head doing my psychic thing, I know that Archangel Michael is there. He's my guide, he's with me all the time, and so I know that I'm talking to him. So the message is coming through him, and I trust that. And so really I wouldn't go through a spirit guide, I would go through an Archangel guide. So the thing with the pendulum is that you you need to put your energy into it, but I just find I can pick anything up and use it as a pendulum. And I meant to have a couple of other things with me and didn't get there. I'm actually just going to go close the door because we've got lots of traffic going past. I'll take you with me. So yeah, so I can just pick up a necklace or a tea bag or anything and it will act as a pendulum. So once you've got are you hooked into the fact that you can use a pendulum to help you? Anything will do. You don't necessarily have to have a very expensive pendulum. And then you need to know what your yes and no is. So this is my yes. Now you need to know that I'm actually not moving my hand. This is my no. This is my maybe. It goes backwards and forwards that way. But everyone has a different yes, no, and maybe, so you need to make sure that you know which one is yours. And when you're first starting out, whoever your angel guide is, or if you don't know, call in someone that you know. Archangel Michael's the go-to. Any of the masters or the archangels are masters, but any of the archangels of the 7 rays will definitely help you. I'm just going to bring you down a bit. There we go, that's better. So yes, no, maybe. And some people use it. Hi Karen, great to see you. I hope you're going well. Some people say this is for a boy and this is for a girl, but I would just use my yes and no. Our son is expecting a girl, and that's a yes, and we're going to be grandparents next month, so that's very, very exciting. Sheena says, I'll have to remember to ask Archangel Michael for his help when I'm using mine. I never thought about it, who could be on the other end and their intentions. Thanks for that. Absolutely. If you think no, it will move in no direction, etc. Yes, that's right. So no, yes. But I wonder if you know that you can use your body as a pendulum too. So you can stand up and face north, and I am at the moment, and you can say yes and fall forward, and say no and fall backwards. So if you don't move, just zip your aura up and just clear yourself off a bit, and then try it again. Yes and no. And so that's an easy thing to do. And the other way of muscle testing is yes and no. So now we've got that out of the way, it's really important to know who you're talking to. Don't bring the spirit world in with a pendulum, because it's just fraught with loopholes. Okay, so what do we use the pendulum for? Well, scrying, so we can use it to find things. Great, I'm glad to hear that, Karen. And so today I want to talk about using it for finding things, and maybe then and show you how you can maybe find things that you've lost. I'm all about empowering people, so I'd rather teach you how to do it than try to get through 100 people, which I wouldn't mind doing, but that's exhausting. So good morning, Lisa. Oh, welcome, and thank you so much. I hope to see you again. All right, so as I said, I had a go at making these lost and found cards, and then I thought, well, that's all very well, but they're very hard to shuffle because they're only cards. If I had a playing deck, they'd be easier. So if you've lost something, and I've lost my nice blue coat, so I thought you could just get a pad and just write down all the possibilities of where you left it. So in the car, and it's not in the car, I can tell you that now. In the cupboard. So it all happened when our son moved in and put all our stuff somewhere else, and now I can't remember. We have a big container down the back where we put stuff and never to be seen again. So in the container, I'm going to write, and in a suitcase, and at the pub, it's quite possible that I left it up at the Rocky Cape Tavern. So we're in the Lions Club, so we do raffles every Friday night, so we're up there a bit. And one more might be outside, say. Okay, and so I'll show you. I've just, I wonder if I can bring you down, and it's going to be back to front anyway, but see, I've kind of written that like that. All right, so then I'm going to say Archangel Michael. Here we are. Archangel Michael where is my blue coat? I've lost my blue coat. Is it in the car? No. Is it in the cupboard? I did think it was in the cupboard. Is it in the cupboard in a suitcase? Yes. Mind you, I've looked in the suitcase, so I'm going to have another look. Is it outside? No. Is it at the pub? No. Is it in the container? No. And so therefore it's in the cupboard, in a suitcase. There we go. And so that is how you can find something. So then I did actually also get, I used these. I've even got stolen, you know, Bridgie, great to see you. And I've written lots of things in a drawer, in the laundry. So you could just find the cards and shuffle those and then just see what comes out. But with cards, with anything, any spiritual tool, psychic tool like this, always know who you're talking to and connect to the highest source of information. So the archangels are high enough for this one, but if you were doing a reading for someone, I would connect to the Creator first, just to make sure I'm in that unconditional love, and then just ask for, pardon me, a pendulum reading for the person's highest and best, to be accurate, and just really just be specific on how you want it to come out. So that's a little bit about the pendulum and using it for lost and found. So with questions, of course you have to use a yes and a no kind of a question, a closed question, if you're wanting to ask the pendulum something. So, you know, if it was, will we get back together, or, you know, whatever the question is. But the thing about asking questions about whether you'll get the job or whether someone will do something for you, it's all based on decisions another person will make. I asked mine if I was going to move and it didn't tell me the truth. Did you specify who you were talking to? Yours is broken. Okay, well, that's Lorraine, another regular. So I have a couple of pendulums that have been broken. This one hasn't got a tip. Oh, Karen, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for that. They still work. Yeah, so pendulums need to be whole to work. No. And so sometimes it's better to have a statement rather than a question, you know, to put it in a statement. Do pendulums to work? That's a question. But pendulums can be broken and still work. And that's a yes. So, and that comes back to my point that you don't have to use a U-Butte pendulum. You can use a tea bag, anything that dangles will work as a pendulum, because it's your energy and it's your intention and your connection to there. It doesn't tell you the truth. Then you're not connecting to a source of information that is reliable, Lorraine. So you need to make sure, and you also need to clear yourself and make sure that you don't have any wayward spirits or attachments on you, that your energy is clear and that kind of thing. So I would be looking at maybe having a healing and just clearing your energy and making sure that you are clear. You can call in Archangel Michael to do that and ask him to clear you of any wayward spirits or attachments or negative energies, and to also close the doors and portals to the spirit world around you, because if you've got interference that way, that can really muck up the energy and make it unreliable. So our energy is really, it can affect the reading, and you also then need to make sure that you are grounded, connected to an archangel, and really feel their energy come in before you do it, and then make sure you know what your yes and no is, and then go. So don't just and that's for everybody, you know. I've lost $1,000 wedding ring. Do you know where it is? All right, give me a few possibilities and let's see if we can all. So for me to tune in now, that would take me a little while. I'd love to help you with it, but let's see if we can solve Shannon's wedding ring problem. So Shannon, just let's just do another kind of board and see. So you might need to let us know just a few possibilities of where you might have lost it, and then we can use a pendulum to help you to find it. And then if you would like to contact me, I don't charge very much for doing that kind of thing, $40. I'm normally $60 an hour, but yeah, it's to tune in, and that would take too long now, but it might be helpful if all of us kind of do a bit of a board. So let's say under the bed, you know, we can just write down a few possibilities, but if you can just think about the last place you saw it, and sometimes that's a bit tricky, and if you live in the country, like I used to milk cows, and my engagement ring nearly went down the drain one day. Lucky I saw it. In the grass. So I'm writing a new board now to see if we can sky and find it. In the house. So in the house is general, but if it's in the house, then we can just make another board and break it up. So I don't know what we call these boards, just these kind of possibilities, lost and found boards, maybe like lost and found cards. In a drawer. Okay, yep. In a cupboard. In the bedroom. In the kitchen. Let's just put down the drain. Hope not. That would be awful. And Stina says in a pocket. Very good, Stina, in a pocket. So collectively we might be able to help find this beautiful ring. Good work. Okay, so connecting a handbag. Thanks, Janelle. A handbag. Gorgeous. All right, I'm going to put you down here again. Here we go. Bathroom. All right, let's have a look. So, Mother, Father, God, creator of all that is, I hold the intention of knowing where Stina's $1,000 ring is, wedding ring. Is it under the bed? No. Is it in the grass? Is it in the house? Definitely in the house. Right. So you can then like put a tick somewhere, you know, just say that that's where it was. In a drawer, no. In a cupboard, is it in the bedroom? Okay, so now we've got in a bedroom, in the bedroom. Is it in a pocket somewhere? Yes. Is it down the drain? No. So is it in a handbag? Okay, pocket of a handbag in the bedroom. It's a bit like playing Cluedo, isn't it? Yeah, so in a pocket of a handbag in the bedroom. See how that goes, Shannon. You've searched everywhere. So Stina said she got in a pocket, and I wonder if you have got a handbag that you've discarded and you're using a different handbag. I do that sometimes, and it's in there. So cupboard drawer at her mother's house in the bedroom. So Amber says in a cupboard drawer at her mother's house in a bedroom. All right, so there's a few possibilities there. But you see, that's what happens. Like when I was really inaccurate of finding someone's tag just recently, I did get in the car and she found it in her sister's car. But then I got that it was in the bin and I got all this information that wasn't true. And so I think what it was, I got in my head too much, you know, and I was wanting to find, and then I just, yeah, I wrecked it because, so hello from Harvey Bay. I love my pendulum. I made it with 3,000-year-old lapis beads. Wow, beautiful. That sounds awesome. Yeah, so Shannon, get back to us and see how you go with that. But we can get conflicting information sometimes. And if that happens, then I just stop and I clear my energy and I go away and I come back to it later because, you know, I get in my head and I worry if it's right and I overthink it and then ego's in and boom, it's gone. So it's if you do start to get conflicting information, just leave it. Margaret says, can you ask the pendulum if my partner's relationship with his daughter will get back on track, please? Okay, so when I'm asking the pendulum, I'm not really asking the pendulum. We've got to remember that the pendulum is a tool so that we can receive the message. So we're actually asking our archangel guide. I ask Creator. So I'm a theta healer. I go to the 7th plane of existence, but I teach everybody to do that because it's the plane of unconditional love and no conditions, and much more likely then to get an accurate answer. So I always ground my energy by just imagining light going down through my feet, down into the ground and grounding, and then bring it up and then up above my crown, and then I just connect to the Creator's light. I kind of jump into there. And I always start it with Mother, Father, God, Creator of all that is. I hold the intention of knowing whether Margaret Curry's partner's relationship with his daughter will get back on track. I want to know this in the highest and best way and for their highest and best. And the answer is yes. But it was a slow yes. So to me, it's like yes, but it'll take a little while. So then I could just connect in and ask Creator why. And that's because there are a few untruths that need to be unveiled and discussed and got out of the picture. But yes, it will eventually. And so then we could say, how long will it take? 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months? Yeah, that's why it was a bit slow. 5 months, 6 months, and I can tell it's going into a yes. So 5 to 6 months, it will get back on track. But stand his ground and don't compromise, and always be in integrity and allow the truth to speak for itself is what I would say. So all the best with that, Margaret. Hi Danny, thank you. Is there a home move for us? So ask Mother, Father, God, Creator of all that is. So remember, I've taught people how to just break your energy too. Hi Michelle, great to see you. So that we're not still in the other question. To break that energy and just, I always ground again, connect again. I do it 100 times a day sometimes, probably a slight overestimation of that, but I do it every time. Hold the intention of asking for Lorraine Townsend's highest and best if there is a home move for them in the near future. Yes. Will it be within 6 months? No. Will it be within 12 months? Yes. Do they need to sell their house first? Yes. Will the house sell quickly? No. So you might just need to, you're welcome Margaret, I would do a bit of feng shui on your house, Lorraine, and actually do a bit of clearing. And I don't know what your question was, Karen. I have to go back to that. I wish I had some of your heat here. Yeah, Karen says in the lining of a handbag, that'd be like in a pocket. Yes, for Shannon. Karen, I don't know what your what was your question, Karen? Yeah, so Karen, can you ask a question again, because I can't find that. Sorry. Had to hose the dog down, it's a bit hot up there, poor dog. Can I get a yes or a no, please? Should I move back to Perth? Okay. So if you've got a pendulum, be practicing this with me, because, the pendulum is, for people who aren't clairaudient or are not yet still hooked into all this psychic gifts, the pendulum can be a really good tool. But just know that it's you've got to ask for your highest and best, connect in, know who you're talking to, make sure your energy is clear, that kind of thing, and don't take it 100%, because yeah, that's just my advice. Should I move back to Perth? So all right, I've got to tell you that if I asked the masters that, they would say, well, it's up to you. So frustrating. It's like, yeah, well, that's not helpful, thanks very much. So I would change that question, Michelle, to, is it for my highest and best to move back to Perth at this time? Okay, and then you're more likely to get an answer that is reliable. Okay, because short is just, well, that's a personal opinion thing. Well, it's up to you, really. Yeah, it's like you want to slap them, don't you? So get out of it. But is that if it's so is it for my highest and best, or you could just phrase it as a statement. It is for Michelle Ranger's highest and best to move back to Perth at this time. It is for her highest and best financially. So then we can be more specific. It is for her highest and best emotionally. It is socially. Okay, so yeah, it actually, that's a big yes. Up to other people. So that's it's like asking, will I get the job? Because it's the will of other people. But is it, you could rephrase it to, is it likely that my business will? Okay, so Mother, Father, God, Creator, all that is. So once you say that, you're in the energy of the Creator anyway. I hold the intention of knowing if it's likely that Kerry Murphy's business will sell in the next 3 months. Yeah, it is. Is it unlikely that the business will sell in the next 3 months? No. So I reckon it will. But it's just the way you phrase it, and it's the way you say it, particularly if it's depending on the free will of other people. Very important to know. Here we go. I really enjoyed watching this live. Bye for now, Sheena. Thank you. I asked, if an ex-friend or the ex-husband took my jewellery. Oh, okay. Okay. So let's practice. Say it with God, creator of all that is. I hold the intention of knowing for Karen Baker's highest and best if an ex-friend took her jewellery. No. Or the ex-husband, did he take the jewellery? No. Yeah, but it's doing a funny backward swing. Did the ex-husband arrange for the jewellery to be taken? So there you go, yes. So the way it was doing a backward swing, it was like, no, he didn't take it, but he had something to do with it. So he got someone else to do it. Did the ex-friend have anything to do with the jewellery being taken? No. There you go. So I hope that helps, Karen. There's a little bit of insight into there. Hello, will I get another job soon? First, is it in another school, or will my flower business take off? Okay. So notice how I'm clearing my energy of other people. Just making sure that I'm clear, and always asking for this in the highest and best way for people. Mother, Father, God, creator of all that is, I hold the intention for Colleen Palmer's highest and best to know if she will get another job soon. No. Will her flower business start to be successful? Yes. So, I think that your flower business is going to take up a lot of your time. So then when you've done that, let's expand out a bit, and then you could like get some cards. You know, goddess cards are good because they're really empowering. So then you could just put a card out about that. So let's do that for Colleen today. So about her flower business, knowing that the pendulum, we've said the pendulum, but creator has said, don't need to worry about getting a job because the flower business is going to go gangbusters. So let's have a look at what the goddess cards say. So I shuffle them, and then I ask, should I deal or spread? Deal. So I'm just going to take the one, and it just says bright future. So Colleen, just build on your business. Just concentrate on your business. And if it's not going as well as you'd like, it's going too soon. So to make it go well, like I'm not busy all the time in my spiritual business, but I gave up my teaching job last year so I could invest more in this. And slowly, I'm seeing signs that my name is getting out there, and it's paying off. So, you know, it might not seem like that in the bank balance, but stop worrying, everything's going to be fine. So just build on what you're doing, because you're doing a really good job in your flower business. So, you know, use the cards, use the cards in pendulum side by side. What did Michelle say? Thank you. Is it likely I will recover from my injury and return to work? Well, Melissa, great to see you. Hunter, if ever you want to contact me, I could look at the emotional trauma that's behind your injury, because there's a lot of, it's along the same lines as Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life, where every physical illness just about has an emotional attachment. Physical injury, if it's not healing, then there could be trauma or some kind of emotional stuff that's going on there, and that's what I do in my work. And a lady came in the other day and she's riddled with rheumatoid arthritis, and there was a lot of fear and a lot of other stuff, and her back was actually totally pain-free, and so were her feet when she walked out, and she was amazed. But honestly, the emotional body and emotional trauma really stays in the body, and the physical body is the only body that can tell us that there's something wrong. So Mother, Father, God, creator of all that is, I hold the intention for Hunter TJ for his highest and best, to know that if it's likely that he will recover from his injury, is it likely that he will return to work? Will and return to work this year? No. Is there emotional trauma behind the injury? And that's a yes. And so knowledge is power. You know, you might not need me to know that. If you can just feel into what the trauma might be. I've had an infection and it wasn't clearing up, and so I did some work on anger and holding grudges and resentment, and actually my body just felt lighter after I did that. So when you're aware of what might be behind something, you can be empowered to maybe start clearing it. Donna. No worries, Karen, that's fine. Donna says, hi, will my health improve? Same thing goes for you, Donna, about what might the trauma be. You know, if there's been abuse in the past or anything like that, that can really block us up. So releasing the past, forgiving ourselves and other people, there's all those sorts of things to do. There could be a lot of work to do, and the physical body can't really heal itself until all those blockages are released. But Mother, Father, God, creator of all that is, hold the intention of knowing for Donna Stein's Gonu, highest and best, will her health improve? Can her health improve? Okay, so is there emotional trauma behind Donna's health issues? Yes. So there's another thing to look at, to think about. What is it that might be behind? So you can look up Louise Hayes's You Can Heal Your Life, and she has all the different illnesses and the emotional attachments that are behind them, and positive affirmations that you can say to try and release them. But if you do need help with it, please don't hesitate to contact me and make an appointment, because it's a lot of the work that I do, and it really is very powerful to get rid of that. Do you see my mother coming back into my life? Thank you. My pendulum requests of answers work perfectly. That's great, Joe. Okay, Mother, Father, God, creator of all that is, I hold the intention of knowing for Melissa Island's highest and best, whether her mother will come back into her life at all. So there's a lot of kind of different, we can make it a bit more specific, and also it's based on your mother's free will. So we could say, will Melissa begin to have positive interactions with her mother in the future? And yes. Does Melissa need to action that? No. Will Melissa's mother be likely to come back of her own accord? And that's yes. So, you know, you can use the pendulum and just kind of play around with making it specific, and then if you're not sure, let's just ask about that. Then you can get the cards out and, you know, but also you can feel into that. So just bring your energy down into your heart space and bring your mother into your heart space and just feel into that. What is it that's the blockage there? We're very powerful psychic beings, and we can intuit that ourselves if we just get out of our heads and just, you know, believe that we can. But I'm just asking for Melissa's highest and best about her mother and whether she will come back into her life. And really it's talking about the art, so I think it's just saying you don't need to worry about that. Just really just try and get yourself into balance and into harmony, and you don't need to worry about it. And do you really want that? And what is your heart's true desire? Sometimes 3 cards are good. And golden opportunity. So yeah, I think she will. But I would stand your ground too, you know, with whatever your mother's issues are. You're welcome. Thanks, Donna. Now, Yvonne, this is not something that I can do with the pendulum. Is it possible to break the cycle of borderline personality disorder? I'm caring for someone who has it. My quick answer would be yes. I would say it's possibly from past life. So I had a client in this morning, and her little man's severely autistic and can't handle anything being out of order and stuff. And so I looked into past life and saw his whoever he was in a past life being incarcerated in a jail for years and years and years. And the only way he could stay sane was to just keep his mind in order and just control his thoughts and mind, and just everything had to be rigid so that he could survive. And so he's brought that through from past life now, and that's the way he knows how to make sure that he is in control and feeling safe. And so we did a lot of work. I did a lot of work on him feeling safe and not having to be in control, to be controlling, to stay in control and stuff like that. And then his mum felt in, because she's very intuitive, into how whether it had changed, and she felt that he was a lot more fluid. So I'm still waiting to hear whether that's helped or not. But past life and what we've gone through in our past life can really set the tone for how we are in this life, particularly if we're in survival mode and we had a terrible death or something like that. So yes, but I never promise a cure, because you know, there's a lot of other factors involved, and whether it's a lesson that the person's chosen to learn or not, and then we can't interfere or intervene. So there's lots of different scenarios and things to consider, but if there's trauma behind it, then definitely. Okay. I do have her book. Oh, that's great. Fantastic. That's good, Hunter. Okay, I don't know if you guys know that I have books as well. Just going to do a dive behind the table. So a quick plug for me. I put out a regular newsletter, Reaching Out Spiritual News, and that comes out every month. There's a link on my website, victoriacochrane.com. It's on Blogger, but also my Facebook page is Reaching Out Spiritual News with Victoria Cochrane, and so you can go on there and the links to the newsletter are there. My books are available online. I can also send them to you and sign them. This one's Raising the Energies of Mother Earth Beyond Towards and After Ascension 2012, The Highest Truth. Beyond Ascension 2012, Universal Truths. And this one is The Alignment of the Universe, Messages from Other Worlds. So this is completely different to these two. The fourth one I've got going is the Book of Life, and it has meditation with every chapter. and I'm hoping to get that out next year sometime. These are available on Amazon or online. I've put the prices down now to $10 and to $14. On my website, the prices are still what they were, but I would send them to you for the reduced price. And they talk about ascension and our light body and just positive messages from the masters and about our soul journey and how we're all learning lessons and things like that. They might be interesting as well. You're welcome, Melissa. That's good, Yvonne. That's good. That makes sense. Janelle says she's halfway through the third one. That's great. I did a podcast the other day with Path 11, production company who are in America, and they she talked about my first book, and so we did a big chat about that, and she said she was very interested in my third one and hadn't read it, but was hoping to do another one in the future. Haven't heard that podcast is out yet, but I will let you know when it is out, and I'm looking forward to hearing it. I really enjoyed it. It was 5 o'clock in the morning because it was 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the afternoon over there, so I did go back to bed and get a bit more sleep after that, but it was great fun. Okay, so has anyone got... oh, Tracy, you can go back and see it. You'll have to set your alarm. Great, Hunter. Perhaps I'll send you a message and me a message, and I can work out how to send them to you. The third one, sure. So this one is, I've done some meditations where I've gone to Sirius and Orion, and I've been to a lot of Arcturus. A lot of people call it Arcturia, but I call it Arcturus. And really, I hooked into the Masters, but also the Interplanetary Galactic Federation, and they just talk about how the universe... So it actually did start after this one, on the meditation of the 12th of the 12th, 2012. We did see Mother Earth rise from that horrible ball down there, and that's still going on, of course, up to be in an ascended state, and humanity is taking a while to catch up. But then on the 21st of the 12th, I saw in meditation the alignment of all these planets to Earth. And at the time, I didn't really think that much was happening, but it was really quite significant. And so lots of messages were coming in from other worlds to help Earth, because what happens on Earth affects the whole universe. We're all one. So just because we're in our own little solar system down here doesn't mean that all the turmoil and hatred and war and everything is not affecting other planets. And I did actually meditate and went to Sirius at one stage and went into a room, and there were a whole lot of Sirians just praying for Mother Earth and a few other planets. So that was pretty unreal. So it just really talks about life beyond Earth and the physical body. The Masters of Light and members of the Interplanetary Galactic Federation, along with representatives from planetary high councils, introduce you to life on Earth's sister planets, Orion, Sirius, Arcturus, the consciousness of the Pleiadian star command, as well as comparing life on Earth to the primitive life on the planet Taurus. Factual and often hard-hitting, these messages explain how the universe was created, why life on Earth is so difficult for many, how other planets have managed to avoid following Earth's plight, and how humans can both access universal knowledge and harness the knowledge of our alien neighbours to save Earth from destruction. So the other day I had a client, and she actually was being visited by aliens often, and she'd often get a push on her head, and I looked in and I could see a whole dimension opened up around her, and they were just always they were prodding her and just really interested in everything about life on Earth. And they're not dangerous. They were just really, they're like children, just really, but they were just intervening on her. They were intervening on her free will, and they were starting to transgress spiritual law a bit. And I gave them a bit of a talking to, and just taught her how to give permission, because she's a professional, and she's in sessions and she's getting all this pressure and this prodding and stuff, and it's like, no, 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 you can't do that. So there's a lot of them out there who just want to know about life on earth, but we need to, if we give permission or we let them do it, they'll do it. You know, you need to actually know that there needs to be an exchange of energy, and they need permission, and they all need to just ask first before they start, you know, intervening on your free will. So that was pretty interesting, and she was like, wow, we better have another session so you can teach me a bit more. So yeah, there's a big wide world. It's not just the spirit world we need to be careful of then. It's neat. They live, most aliens, and they would call us the same, live in oneness, yes, but it's more for the greater good, which can talk about its sacrifice. And I always give the example of the ant colony, where the guards will sacrifice their lives for the greater good of the colony. And pretty much a lot of the worlds out there live like that they live for the greater good. But Syria Sirius doesn't live like that. They actually, I went underground one time and they had all of these flat spaceships that could fit thousands of, basically at a moment's notice they could evacuate the whole planet if they had to. Can you see Earth doing that? No. So actually they do live in oneness that way, that they would actually look after everyone on the planet, and that is oneness. And so they live in oneness and unity, and where everybody is one and the same. And so it's pretty fascinating, and it hasn't really made much of, I haven't really had anyone come to me and ask me how I know this or anything, but Yvonne, yeah, see, a lot of you have had experiences, and it's just about knowing the do's and don'ts of all of that. But they can be very helpful and healing as well. Yeah, and they have a lot of knowledge, a lot of high knowledge, and a lot of, they don't have emotions, which just muck us up right then and there. But then there's a lot to be said for being able to feel emotions as well. So there you go. Look, we've only got 5 minutes, so let me just do a card reading for the collective then, with the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. I have loved today. It's actually been really great. It's been fun, and it's also been what you have needed, and that's the main thing, and connected with some new people, which is fantastic. And if I don't hear from you, Hunter, then I'll just drop you a message later on. And so I just charge $5 for postage, and $10. But actually, if you take all 3, then I just sell them for $30. And I really just want people to read them. You know, I just want people to get the messages and to share them. And I quite often, you know, I give them away as prizes and things, because it's just important that people read them. I also have a channelings blog on victoriacochran44.com, and quite often those channelings are used by YouTube channels, and they actually put them up as computerized voice videos, so I really like that. I can send it to you. Thanks, Hunter. I'll send it to you. Otherwise, you can go online and order it through there, Yvonne. So either way, Amazon, or Amazon's probably the best one. If you're in Australia, Fishpond might have them. Otherwise, Booktopia or anything. But if you would like it signed, then I'm happy to send it to you. So you can send me a message, or I'll send you a message after, and I can send it to you and sign it. Okay, I'm just gonna, all right, so be careful when you're shuffling cards. You know, with a pendulum or cards, whatever you're thinking about, it's going to come out with what you're thinking about. So now I just need to focus in and just ask for a message for the collective, for the highest and best. Not sure if these are the best cards, so I'll just see what comes out. So very important to focus your energy in on what it is you want the cards to answer. You know, quite often I'll be doing a reading for someone, chatting about myself, but I'm very careful to stop doing that and focus back on the person. You're welcome, Angie. Yeah, so Tor is my nickname that I love, Victoria. So my family and good friends call me Tor. So here we go. So I'm asking, do I shuffle or spread? Spread this time. The arts, again, people, we're too serious, aren't we? Make sure that we're actually connecting to our higher self and just to our gifts and having fun and making sure that we connect to music and to the arts. Okay, no worries. So express yourself through creative activities. Make sure that you do take some time out and just enjoy being creative. And bright future has come up again. So I spread and I'm picking these cards again. So stop worrying, everything's going to be fine. And I love this one. Infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. We forget that we're infinitely connected to the universe, and the law of attraction states that what we put out, we put in, we get back in. So just trust that the universe is looking after you, and just always don't forget to ask, and ask that it come in the highest and best way, and give gratitude for what you have already, because that's really important. Gratitude will just reap more rewards for you. So guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I've just had a ball, and I will contact Yvonne and Hunter to get books on the way to you guys, and where you can drop the money into. And if anyone else would like to order them through me, I would love to sign them for you and send them out. Otherwise, just you can find me online. Don't take any notices of the prices on my website. Probably, if you want them, just drop me a message and I will send them to you. Much love to you all. Don't forget, always know who you're talking to. Ask for the answer for your highest and best, and check with the cards after. And if you really would like, you're welcome, Lorraine. If you need me, please contact me and we can organise a healing or a reading for you. Lots of love to everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.